How did the funeral go?
As far as I can tell, without a hitch at all.
No, well, that's good.
Completely perfect performance, which is unbelievable for the size of the operation. It was just unbelievable. So yeah, but really well.
Yeah, I think they must have pulled a fair bit out of the bag to get it done. I mean, people from everywhere.
Yep, absolutely.
Beautiful. Oh well. All right. Let's get this happening and have a look at see what's happened. They're very quiet.
I'm afraid I can only stay till I can only stay for about half an hour tonight, Brian. I'm afraid.
No, that's quite okay. No problems. Thank you for being here anyway. So that's not a drama. Whatever time you can spend, you can have a look and see what's happened and what did happen anyway. My name's Brian Knight and I live near Melbourne, Australia, and it's just after 5:30 in the morning on a Tuesday for me. And I just need to, we need to share this screen just to start with. Let's go through this. So welcome to this live Forex analysis session. Please note any trades discussed here are to be classed purely as educational only. And that's because we're a group of people helping each other and we are not financial advisors. So please only take trades you're happy to take based on your own analysis. I always suggest a demo account until you can prove to yourself that you are profitable. And you need to always follow proper risk management to protect your account as taught in IM Academy and here in this group, as each trade carries a risk as well as potential profit. And also to this strategy only calls for, whether it's straightforward Forex or bankers, whatever, we're talking about only 1% maximum on any particular trade in any pair. If the recording of this session goes anywhere and you're not already in this group and you'd like to become an exclusive member of this group, then go and chat with whoever has introduced you. As an exclusive member, I have access to Go Live, where there are a number of traders that trade this strategy and other profitable strategies as well. There is also a full risk disclosure and a little bit about us as live session traders. Right, now, it was a bit of a quiet morning. Morning to you, Ray, and afternoon, Tom. So let's just share across onto the screens and look at the sessions. What do we got?
Hi, Brian.
How are you, Tom? It was a very quiet sort of Sydney-Tokyo session. You right? You okay, Tom?
What?
Are you okay?
Yeah, I didn't say anything.
Oh, okay. Sorry. Apologize.
Me saying good morning.
It might have been Ray. Oh, yeah. How are you, Ray? Good. So it was a very sort of quiet. Hey, Peter. It was a very quiet, lackluster over the UK evening, and Sydney, Tokyo. I sort of didn't do any trading in that. By the time it went into New York, which was 11 o'clock, I was asleep, but there was that move down and then back up again. It is.
You see that move, Brian?
Yeah, sure.
I got in that move, but I didn't have the nerve of my convictions to take it all the way up to where I marked it off, where it would end.
Up here or down here?
It went past it.
Down or up?
Up there.
Oh, up there. Yeah.
Up.
Yeah, well, it's definitely on its way back up again. Look at it go to the 800. This is on a 5-minute. But I think I did say at yesterday's session, so this is the first day of the week trading. This was the last week. There was a big downtrend and we're looking for a push back up. And I think I said, where are we? Well, this is on KJP. I'll just turn that off for a minute so we can see, and I might just turn that So can you see where it came down and just revisited that, pushed up, came back to it? It just does this so many times, doesn't it? Because if you got in up here somewhere, you would be stopped out. That would be the point to get back in again. That certainly there was, it's coming up to revisit the 800. Whether it goes over it or not, it could be quite likely. If you look here, you'll see the 30-minute and the 1 hour pushed up. The 4 hours starting to lift up off the bottom, but it's actually quite slow in its movement. And one thing I have sort of observed, I don't know whether this is true overall, it's just something that I've noticed. In an uptrending currency pair, the 4 hour tends to move rather quickly on the downtrend and rather slowly on the uptrend, if that makes any sense. Oh, Alice is here. Oh, welcome. Oh, he's looking for something. Oh, he's gone. No, he's here. No, he's here. Got it.
You've been up all night watching the Queen's funeral, Brian.
I thought you were in the. I thought you were in
You must be
the.
tired.
I thought that you were in the detail for the MI5 in the background in the crowd watching, making sure there were no bombers or funny business going on. Weren't you part of that crew?
Were there any today?
No, so obviously you were out there. All right, then, good. Thank you for looking after
Yeah,
things
very good.
anyway, Alistair.
Perfect.
He won't tell you anything, will you? It's very much that sort of Secret Service type stuff. Right. Okay, so what we've seen is a push up. This is the last week, push back down. It's now come back. It hasn't broken that low. It's now working its way back up. So we've got higher highs and higher lows, except for that.
It did break that low.
This low
Break
here,
that low.
it's so close. Let's go.
Yeah. You're right. It's close, but it did
Yeah.
break.
Yeah, well, yes. But between friends, like, hey, that's pretty close. Look at that. Look at that there. So from the short while that I've been trading, I'd class that as a touch rather than a true break. That was a revisit. That was a profit take there, and then off it went. And it could have been because that went really quickly down in that. If we look at where was the session, it was in when New York started. Basically, it just pushed down out of London. You can see that. So it came round back up here, created a lower high, and then it just went down. Now, when it came down here, some of that push down there, the momentum would have been people jumping on board. So maybe the banks might not have wanted to take it quite past there, but a bit of the momentum pushed it, and then back it went the other way. I suppose what I'm saying is I can see this now in an uptrend. And these things here, to me, are confirming that it's pushing back up at this point. Yeah. Now, the 30-minute, though, and the 1 hour is sitting at the top. Can you see it here, up here, these things?
Yeah. I can see it.
So potentially after that push up where it's broken that high there, that is a break there. I'll agree with that. Yeah. So it's broken that. Now it'll pull back again. So we'll get those, they will pull back down, join up, and then we'll get a push back up. So at maybe pre-London open, because also too, when you look at it over the last, this is just saying, if you look at that through Sydney and even the London session, it wasn't that active as such because of the bank holiday. Remember when Canada and the US a couple of weeks ago or where it was had their bank holiday on the Monday and it was a really flat, there was just not a lot of volume in the market. I think the same sort of thing has occurred with this. And then it just shows you that basically in the US, they don't care about the Queen or the King or any of that. They basically just want to trade whatever they want to trade, which is fair enough. No problems. And they've got the volume to do that. Nobody's saying anything about that. Okay, right now, fair enough.
Well, only if you
I
want a
actually
funny
have a
story,
question.
Brian.
Yeah, let's do it, Helen.
So some friends of mine were on holiday in the US when the Queen died. And they were there for another week after she died. And all they heard from the Americans all week was, we're so sorry. We're so sorry to hear about your loss. You know, we're sorry for your loss. The Americans were just they were just coming up to them all the time and saying how sorry they were for the loss and what a great Queen she was. And they said they just couldn't believe it.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, individuals may do that. I don't know about the country. I don't know about the country as such.
No, I don't know. It's just all they got all week was sympathy from everybody. People were just coming up to them all the time when they realised they were Brits and just saying how sorry they were for their loss, as if they knew the Queen personally.
Yeah, yeah. Wow, it's interesting, isn't it? It's well, just my observation. It's like, wow, it's.
No, I mean, I would have agreed with you. As I say, if it hadn't been for these friends who came back and told this story.
Yeah, you would have thought that it wasn't such a big deal.
There's a huge number of Americans who've flown over here, especially though, to be in London this week.
Right.
There was lots. We went there yesterday because I was told to go.
Of course.
And, lots of
by the King.
Yeah, by Charles. Yeah, get your ass out there and make sure everything's all right.
Assignment.
Is there like you got a red phone or something at your place, like a red phone that rings? And you're like, oh, yeah, Charlie, you're right. I'll be out there soon. No,
You got one of those Get smartphones on it.
Yeah.
I got a red phone and a green phone.
Oh, okay, gotcha. Anyway, so Alistair, you were telling us what was happening. Come on, Alistair.
There was lots of Americans in London and lots of Chinese, Japanese, all sorts, Italians, loads of people were there. Very busy.
Yeah.
There
was, I think my wife was saying that there was one of the nurses at the hospital, it was her uncle or father, or I can't remember, who got given a George Cross as a citizen for some public service, thing, or, whatever it was anyway. And whatever time it was ago that the actual Queen actually gave here in Australia, must have been on one of her visits, actually gave this person the George Cross. And apparently he'd got a personal invitation to the funeral. Yeah, he didn't fly over, but he'd got an invitation. So interesting.
Brian, that Australia's going to have a public holiday.
Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, it's not. It wasn't on her funeral day. It's going to be on Thursday. It's like once the Prime Minister flies back, and then they're going to have a party day. It's like it's just
one long weekend.
Well, it's interesting because I think I said this yesterday, Peter, because here in this state, so there's a number of states and territories in Australia, but in the state I live there, well, Australia's sport crazy, like they're sport mad. I'm not so fast, but there's Australian rules football. It's a very different, it's sort of akin to Gaelic football to a certain extent. But anyway, it's the hugest following in Australia anyway. And the grand final for the season.
Brian, it's Gaelic.
Gaelic.
Gaelic's something completely different.
Well, anyway, that's how they pronounce it here, Alistair. I apologise. I apologise. So
We all knew what you meant.
and so what happens is this: they have in this state, the state government decreed a number of years ago that when the grand final for this season, the football season over our winter, is on, then the Friday before the Saturday, because the game's on Saturday, the Friday before will be deemed a public holiday. For no reason other than the football's on. Like, I don't know, as if the whole place, anyway, it doesn't matter. So Friday's a public holiday. So the Prime Minister of the country, who looks after the whole thing, must have had a bit of a chat and said, well, we're going to make it Friday. Well, you can't make it Friday. We've already got a public holiday. Oh, we'll make it Thursday. So what happens is the rest of the country gets Thursday, and then, of course, they'll all take Friday off. Like, no one's going to go to work Friday because after a Thursday. So so it's Thursday public holiday, Friday public holiday. So it's a national public holiday Thursday, a state public holiday on Friday. You got the weekend with the football, and then Monday is a rostered day off for the whole construction industry. So they'll have Thursday off public holiday instead. They'll have Friday off, Saturday, Sunday, and Monday off. So it's like a 5-day long weekend.
Knees up.
Not as if it's not orchestrated or anything, really. But anyway, they may have celebrated the passing of the Queen on Thursday. Let's see what happens. So that's just what's happening in my neck of the woods. Anyway.
I have a question for you, Brian, regarding this.
Yes.
Can I give you why?
Yeah. Good. Go back to business.
I was going to say, let's get back to reality.
I actually took that drop that beat the bottom as like the bottom. So when it came back up and retested, I got in on it right there, right where it says just above the N on Jefferson,
there.
right above there.
Yeah,
above
for the buy there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
good.
I'm looking at this, and I don't know. I think it's a change in direction, actually.
Absolutely. Yeah. No, I totally agree with you.
Okay. So I'm wondering if I should just profit out as soon as I see it starting coming back. How strong of coming back do you think that's going to be?
Well,
because everything's really pegged at the top.
Yeah. So it's broken this structure from over here. It's come back down again, right? It's for me. Okay, let's do this. It's on the 1 minute.
I'm looking at it from the point of view of stochastic.
Yeah. No, I understand that, but I wouldn't necessarily. I can see. So what's about to happen then is in an hour we're going to go into Sydney, and I think you're going to get a pullback. So if you're in it, it just depends. Well, at least to the 200.
At least to the 200.
Yeah. Which is that grey one just there.
Right.
So I think that will pull back down here. If it breaks the 200, yes, it'll go to the 800.
Yeah, I was just thinking about getting in on that sell. That's why I'm curious how far you think it's going to come back. And if it's
but you're going to have to get out of the buy if you're not already out of it, though.
No.
You're going to stay in the buy and then get in the sell.
Yeah, and then when it turns, I'll get out of the sell and let the buy just continue. I'll just put on another trade from the buy.
Yeah, but you're going to get but you're going to get drawdown. You're going to get drawdown though with the buy that you're currently in.
No. I'm my entry was way down here.
Yeah, it was here somewhere.
Yeah, that's what I'm asking you. Do you think it's going to come back to that 800?
Oh,
because even if it goes down a little bit and
it
doesn't stomp me out, I can always steal the deal if it gets close.
Yeah.
That's why I'm wondering, in your opinion, would it be safer to get out of the buy now and take the profit, or do you think it's going to come too far back and stomp me out?
The first option.
That's a big question. I know that's a big question.
No. The first option, Tom.
Can I just say, close it and you always go back in again?
Yeah, correct. But the point is what I'm seeing down. Oh, what I'm seeing down here are these things getting ready to push down, particularly on lower time frames, and pull down, because the Tom 30 minutes up the top ready to pull down. And I think that's what will happen in the Sydney and Tokyo session. It might not kick right down until Tokyo, but I would get out of the trade now, or just before it changes over, because spreads are going to go crazy, right? You're going to go, with your Oanda, they're just going to make spreads crazy, and I would say
that'll stop me out.
Correct. And on the 1 minute, that's not that far. So if we measure from where it currently is down to where you got in, maybe it's only 23 pips. If you end up with a 20 pip spread, that could actually stop you out.
Right. All right.
So that's where I'm at. Yeah. And it's showing bearish on this indicator. Not that I trust that completely anyway. I think if you want to, you can. So what I'm looking at, to be straight with it, I didn't get in any of this because it's not my waking hours. The Sydney Asian, I probably will not get into the sell. I'm going to look for where it bottoms out in the sell, maybe just somewhere through the day or pre-London, and then I want to get into the buy. As this comes down and all these start meeting down here and pull back up, I want to get into that buy trade, which will probably, it'll be in my waking hours. So I'm there. I can see this pushed up. It's now created two lower highs, and if you look at it, it's not a lower low, but it's created a couple of lower highs there, which is telling me it's pulling back down. Potentially. It could go further up, right? But what's the problem? As Alistair said, if you've got pips there or percentage, get out. Depends on what do you have as a stop loss on entry, Tom, just as a sideline?
5.2.
Lovely. So if it's moved 20 pips up, that's like a 4 or 5%. Lovely. Fantastic. Get out. Take it. The issue is spread that's going to occur in another hour. That's what, and you've got an hour, whatever, to decide what you want to do.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay. And I think I'm definitely going to try and get in that sell then.
Yeah.
It's going to come back that far.
Well, I don't know how far it's going to come back. It may not break this. It may only just come back because that see the 800 is pulling up. So as this comes down, it'll come up and join it. So the low hopefully will be higher than this low here.
Right.
Where you entered. Okay. So it might do this. See, that's the thing, Tom. It could easily just do this, where it was there. It pulled back up. It came back down here, as you said, broke that. And even with any small amount of spread would take you out. So this could even just spike down here and then back up again.
Right.
That's what I'm seeing anyway. Okay. Just from a market perspective. Right, now let's look at some of the other pairs. Or do you have any more questions about this, anyone? No. So in the short term 1 minute, it pushed up, it had to pull back, it's pushed up, broken the high, it's got to pull back, then it'll go back up again, right? How far? Don't know. But in the Sydney, probably about, so I'll be noticing it at market changeover into Sydney, but certainly I'm going to come back to the markets around about 9 o'clock at my time. What will that be? UK, hang on. UK is probably around, it's probably about midnight sometime or whatever. Would it be? Let me look over here. Sorry. 9 a.m. Yeah, it's midnight London. Okay. So about midnight, I'll be looking at when, and for you, what you New York, is it, Tom?
Mm-hmm. Los Angeles.
Oh, Los Angeles, sorry. 4 p.m. Around the 4 p.m. time, I'd be looking at potentially that pullback down. If it does, I don't know. I'm just giving you the sort of market times. Around that time will be potentially the pullback to London, and then we'll look at the pullback up again. Because this is going to take maybe a bit of time to pull back down. You can see already it's following. So you can even see there, just even the short term, the lower high is happening here slightly. It may push back, but I doubt it with this. We'll see. All right, so that's CAD-JPY. I know Helen's got to go, so let's cover a few off.
I have got to go. Yes, sorry, Brian.
No, don't be sorry. Absolutely not a problem.
Thanks very much.
That's all right. Pleasure. No worries.
Hi,
Okay.
Helen.
Ciao. And
Bye.
if we look, JPY, USD JPY, did push back down. Same thing. See where it's created this, it's broken structure well and truly. It's pulled back down. It may pull down further. What's it got? Yeah, it may, because but the 4 hour is going up. So one of the dip, okay, just depends. I think we'll get a nice pull up from that. Same sort of thing. If you want to look at UJ, will probably move before, it may go down a bit further, but it may move before CAD-J. Okay, your AUD. It did a nice push up, came to New York time and dropped back out again. Like you just got to watch these session times, because if you're looking for potential swing highs, swing lows, these are when it happens, right? So sell trend out of there. It bought all the way through the day, and all I can say is that did not break. This here did not break that previous high, so we're still pushing down. Potentially, yeah, look at the 4 out at the top. This is pulling back down further. So potentially this may break this low down here. Let's have a look at the 5 minute, just so that it's pulling up. So that's interesting. Okay, let's send that off for a minute. I was going to go to 15 because I need to. Yeah, it's been pulling up since the 26th of August. But then again, here's a lower high here. See just that point? This being lower high. And the 800's down here. So what's it been doing? Yeah. I'm going to go to 30 minutes and let's see what we got. Yeah. Okay. So it's been a big push down, and now we've got a push back up in the 1 hour. Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. I'm still looking for sells on this. So after that push down there, this push up, it may, see on that 1 hour, we may get a push further up again. I'm just going to watch this because it needs to break that high. If it breaks the high, then we'll have more buy out of that 1 hour move, but it may not, may only move a bit and then catch up with the 4 hour and pull back down. Just watch this one. Okay. Any questions or not?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
On the 4-hour, that's some consolidation further back. That's around that area.
Yeah, let me just go here. Over through here.
Yeah. So maybe it's got to break that before it goes up or down. You know, and around the 800.
Yeah, it may need to come back up through here somewhere. Ray, you might be right there. See that previous high just
Could
there?
ask Alistair which phone's going to ring first, the green or the red?
No, he's not into it. Yeah, I still think that's not going to work on that one. So, no, Alistair's not going to answer that question. He's
Sorry, I got somebody just walked in and distracted me. Say again, sorry. I was missed it altogether.
We needed you to find out if the green or the red phone's going to ring first.
I think it could be the green
You
phone.
see,
the green.
Yeah,
It's the green.
I
Okay.
think there's a lot of volume above.
Yeah.
Is that a
Now
good answer?
you reckon we're
Is
going
that
to
a
get?
good- Yeah, well, I don't know. But I
And
think
that's okay. Who
there's
does?
volume above.
Oh, right. You're saying, is that session volume or is that just a fixed volume from here down?
Just this consolidation, as they said, above, and so if there's a thought about it, I think it might go a little bit higher.
Yeah, potentially as it would. And you can see a previous high through there. All right, well, let's look at this one for potential buys then until, well,
I'll know tomorrow, possibly.
yeah.
Does that help at all?
Yeah, that'd be perfect. Thank you. No, I'd be looking at, so look at the 4 hours, still pulling back down again. But if you look at this though, see the pullback downs? They didn't create any real lows. There's still this sort of uptrend currently. Even though I've got this as a downtrend, like on the 4 hour, it's definitely a downtrend, right? Because it's down, pull back, down, creating a lower low, pull up. You know, there's another pushback down to occur. When will it turn? Maybe through that area there. We'll have a look anyway. We'll just follow this one. Okay, let's go back to the 1 minute on that and go to Euro GBP. What did it do? Same sort of thing. We had a push up. If we go back to markets, look at this. Pushes up in London just before New York and then back down it goes. And then as soon as it comes out of the Tokyo, what does it do at the start of London? Pushed up. Like if you're not noticing some of these moves, you know, it's same here. Day 4, look at this. Comes in London, as soon as it goes from London to New York, pushes up. Just these are the times, you know. Look at when the market's changing over. All right, what do we got? Oh, 4 hour up the top. 1 hour pulling back down there. Let's see. There'll probably be a pullback up again before we get a nice drop out at some point. As I said to you, this is a buy here. So let's see what happens with it. It may stay up the top there, that 4 hour, and we get a break this previous high because it broke that one. Pushed up there, pushed back. See, this didn't break that low. So we'll see how far, and then up it goes again to break that high. Probably in the London or New York session. Okay. NZD CAD. Still on that sell. Oh, wow. What the hell happened there? Yeah, it just kept going down. So if you had got into a sell sometime, yep, that's Tokyo, just after Tokyo Open. Look at it. Just kept selling. This NZD CAD has just been sell for months. You know, it'll do its pullback. Right? Look at that 4 hours still over the whole day. I think we're going to get more sell out of it. Anyway, and then when it's finished, we'll get the pushback but not break that high. We'll come back up somewhere here, maybe to that. Put that in there. Pull back up over the 800 and then back down again. So that's your NCAD. Right. And USD CHF. What was that? No, that's an hour after. So Sydney Asian, when Tokyo came on, which was there, it pushed down and then it just went up for the whole day until just after London Open. Wow. Half an hour after London Open, then just pulled back down again. So this is a buy. Still in a buy trend. If you look at it, you know, high lows, high highs, flattening out and pulling back down. We're creating lower highs and lower lows at the moment. Will that pull back down? I want to go to the 5 minute because I think, yeah, for that. So it may come back to 800 or break through and then push back up again. What did I look at this? These are previous high lows. Look at it come down to that. I think I showed you last week. Now it came back down to that point. I think it's pulling back and it's on its way back up here. After that, can't show you. There you go. After that drop out, I did say we're going to get this to pull back at least to there. If not higher, before it'll drop back out again. So it depends on what the market does here. We're creating lower lows and lower highs. So it's in this sort of pullback before into a buy. I'm not going to get into the trade when it's pulling back. I want the push back up again, like this over a number of days, or like that over a number of days. You can scalp if you want to, but it's not where I'm at with it. It doesn't sort of, unless I could sit at the a computer. And yesterday was not a day I could do that. I was full on putting tiles on the shower floor, Alistair, gluing them down.
Good man.
Yeah, we're getting closer, getting closer.
So you were out in the tiles?
Oh, out in the tiles, yeah. Yeah, in the day.
Even better.
Yeah. So that's USD CHF for you. What has Bitcoin done? I haven't even looked this morning. Is it plummeted back down again, or has it picked itself up? Oh, gone back down and then pull back up. Oh, look at it. Okay. Well, that's an interesting move. I think that's what they were saying in the on Swipecoin. So all that consolidation over the last week or so, it's dropped out, now pulling back up. Let's see what Swipecoin has got to say. As I said, I'm not going to trade this until I see some bigger movements like that. Yeah. Oh, they reckon it's going to pull up further. Okay. So this should come back, revisit here, and then hopefully go in a buy direction. Yeah. Okay. So what? There's no prediction of high, but it'd probably come back to even up here anyway. And it's not a lot in it now. It could quite easily pull back up to any one of these. There's a bit of momentum in there, isn't it? A lot of volume there when it dropped. Bit there.
Yeah, maybe that's just to trigger a lot of people in before it goes in the opposite direction.
Yeah, true. You can see it's overbought there, and overbought. It's more likely to pull back before it goes up, which is actually in fact what which is what Swipecoin is saying. Just see how far it'll pull back. It was only an hour ago when this came out. So pull back here, see that come match up with this. See it sort of push up, pull back, push up, it'll do a pullback. And look at that pullback there is matched up with that there. Yeah, see those there? So what it's saying is it'll pull back down into here and then potentially go by. We'll have a look at this tomorrow anyway. It'll tell us whether it has. I'm not trading it because of the spread and the rest of it going on. Okay. Question.
There's a great big cactus candle, according to Anastasia on her volume stuff on that.
Cactus
Bitcoin.
candle?
Yeah.
Where's that?
It's what's called a standalone volume bar on the volume indicator. If it's if there's a bar on its own that sticks up as a cactus in the desert, they call it a cactus.
This is on what currency?
Bitcoin. You had it.
Oh, okay. If I go back to Bitcoin. Oh, yeah, that's a cactus. Okay.
Well, the volume shows it, and then it's bounced out and it's revisited it. It hasn't sold from it. It's gone through, but it's come back, and it's and the sort of the volume you put on the two candles.
Yeah,
that's it's sort of respecting that there quite well, actually.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Yeah. Yeah, you can see that. That's a cactus. That'll be a cactus there too.
That's
and that as well.
Yeah.
But there's absolutely no volume there.
So
it's really.
If you did that on the first, they can't be more than two, 3 days old to look at them. But if you look at that first one on the left, that's
this one.
The one further left. It hasn't. It's got to leave it. It can't consolidate after. It doesn't really work, and that one's consolidated after.
Correct. Yeah. It just did this.
So it doesn't really do it really.
But you don't know when you're looking at this and you get a cactus, you think it's going to drop, but it didn't. It just went sideways and then it dropped down. It took a couple of days before it really did anything.
Yeah, the idea is not to trade from that point. It's watching the movement of the volume that's shown on the two candles later on.
Oh, right. Okay.
Because you don't know where it's going when it moves at the start.
Correct. It just depends on, like, that move there would be difficult to forecast, but this then a move back up. See when it pulled back to there, and then that would be easy enough to forecast.
I have never ever traded Bitcoin in any shape.
Yeah, no, I have. It was crazy the first time I traded it. It's like I went into the
same volatile, Brian.
Well, it's just if you're used to Forex and you've got, like, say, for example, you go into trade and you got a spread at 2 pips or, maybe even 20 pips if you ride it, when the craziness happening. But when you go into Bitcoin, it's like 100 to 120 pips spread straight away. Straight away. It's like, what just happened there? It's yeah, so you can't trade with a really small account because you can't get a lot size small enough.
Peter, I've said this to Brian ages ago. A friend of mine bought Bitcoin because he was a bit techie and he was looked into some stuff years ago, and he bought Bitcoin but decided to sell out. He made a bit of profit, but his buying price was $10.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So he had a few. It wasn't like he had one Bitcoin.
Yeah, I don't know how. There's a friend of mine bought it at 6.5K, so I don't know. He's probably still okay. But when it got up to 60K, he had a tax issue. Anyway, yeah. So Peter, demo trade Bitcoin to start with to get used to the difference, because you're going to need a stop loss of probably at least 200 pips, I'd say, maybe 300, depend in a trade. And then you've got 100 to 120 pips spread. So you have to account for all of that. So when you get in the trade, it's got to move in your direction, your forecast direction, at least 100 to 120 pips before you're at break even.
You're not selling it very well.
Well, when it's in good moves, longer term moves, Alistair, it's really good.
I'm sure. It's just, yeah.
But at the moment, when it's languishing around and just consolidating, it's not good. Well, it's not easy to trade, put it that way. And I think it was
better off out of it.
Well, yeah, just trade what you used to. And I remember when it was a lot more volatile, but I had a 10K demo account and I put a trade on with, I think it was 1%. I don't think it was half. I think it was a 1% on a trade in the wrong direction to see how long 10K would last. And it was probably around about 24 hours. 10K got wiped off.
Ooh.
In 24 hours. That's just in a trade without stopping it or having a stop loss, or I just wanted to see how quickly you could kill a 10K account. And it was about 24 hours or so.
That's pretty damn quick.
Yeah. Yeah. And I'm pretty sure it was only 1% trade on 1% on that particular trade. So anyway,
so it wasn't a big position then. Goodness, that's the point, isn't it? It was a sensible amount.
Yeah, no, I didn't go crazy with the lot size or anything. That's right.
Crazy.
No, but the point is that it kept, when I think it was, I put it on for a buy, and I think it just kept dropping. And it just ate it up, and 10K was gone within 24 hours. So yeah, interesting. Very, very interesting. All right. That is that. I'm looking for me, I'm looking for CAD-JPY to pull back, probably down to 800, and then look at it maybe in the Tokyo session.
The 800 and what time frame?
You mean what I'm looking on? I'm looking on the 1 minute.
The 800 on the 1 minute. Okay.
Yeah. That's feeling. It could go further. I don't think it'll break that, but also I don't think it'll break that because it's still in that uptrend. But we'll see what happens. Look at that. At the moment, it's telling me potentially, see how they are even there. This now has come down broken. That's slightly higher. If this breaks that structure over to the left, so it hasn't, if you look at it on the 1 minute,
Well,
it's
just got a ninja down.
yeah. And also too, if we go, oh, come on. If I use this straightforward Forex, I've also now got a color change down. But there's a green candle, so I wouldn't be getting in the trade anyway. I do have the Heikin-Ashi change. Oh, it may push back up. We'll just see. Look, as long as it's not breaking any of these highs up here, and we still get a push back down, this has not broken that low, so it may now push up higher. Yeah, look at it doing its thing. So it needs to give me confirmation of break a structure down here. If it does that and we get a few more red, like red on the trailing Heikin-Ashis, then that's the pullback down. We'll just see.
What, Brian, you've got your red you've got your solid red lines, you know, and the greens on the candles, and you've got some dotted greens and reds.
These ones, the dashed ones.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's something that's in the straightforward indicator. It's giving you where the high and low is. It's so that I think Paul got this put in. It's so you can look for where you would put your stop loss. So if you're looking at this for a sell, because you've got a color change here for a sell, what it's saying is, if I go for a short position and I get in wherever I get in, that is where I would put my stop loss.
Because Paul's got these bulls and bears that he.
Yeah, I can turn that on as well if you want.
That's different to that then as well.
No, yeah, it is. But I think it's, where is it?
I know you said you weren't using it.
I'm not using it, no. But you see, you got bulls there and bears there. And I could put the other ones on as well. Where are they?
Oh, it's looking busy now.
Yeah, I know. That's what I'm just saying. You've got a bear there and a bear there and another red line. I don't know if it's a dash one. Maybe it's that red one you got to put your stop loss on.
Yeah, Paul uses the bear.
Yeah, which is there.
One,
but you got another one back up there too. I think that's where he's using these red line. I don't know about the dash ones. I don't know where they come in. Oh, that's for this ranging, I think. If it doesn't break high or low, it's saying that it's ranging. Yeah.
All right. Okay.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah. Well, I mean, visually you can see it, but it just tells you. And then when that changes, if it breaks down past this red one, then this will turn into bearish. And if it breaks that green one, it'll change to bullish.
Where does it say that at? Where
See
it says
that dash?
ranging now, it'll change?
Yeah. So if it breaks this dashed line up here, it'll say that it's gone into a bullish type market because it's broken that structure. While it's still within this high and low that it sees, then it says ranging. When it comes back down and breaks this bottom, it'll be in more of a bearish market.
Cool.
Yeah. I'm going to take these off. I don't need these. Yeah. Anyway, Okay, so it's pushing up here. Ooh.
Might change in a second.
Oh, there you
Oh,
go.
it just got a ninja.
No, still ranging. Yeah. Color change
And the
up.
color change. Look at
Yeah.
that. Fingers crossed.
What, for a buy?
Yeah, exactly.
You're still in the trade.
Run. Oh yeah.
Yeah, until, well, you got half an hour to still see if you get a little bit more out of it.
Exactly.
But I don't know if you saw it change when that poked up just above that green. It said, yeah, now it's still ranging. It said bullish, and then as soon as it came back in, it said ranging because it hadn't really broken it with a candle body. Yep. Now we're back down again. Oh, now it's bullish. Oh, because it took out that. It still thinks it's bearish. Oh, yeah, because it took that out and now it's pulling back down. Wow. Now, see, now it's gone bearish. Now gone bullish back up.
Close it. Close it.
No, it doesn't matter. I mean, we're not talking big percentage change there, Alistair. But I do say in half an hour, I think we're going to, because it is in a ranging at the moment. It's getting ready for the market to change over into Sydney. It'll do that, and then we'll look and see what Tokyo does. Anyway, that's enough looking at candles and paint dry. But this is what you're going to have access into. Is it next week or something? I can't remember what.
I thought it was supposed to be this week.
Is it this week? Okay. I don't know. I think Paul's.
Alistair, didn't he say next week?
Honestly, I'm not so sure. Paul was on today. I didn't realize he was going on until after he'd been on.
Yeah.
And I haven't really had a chance to even watch
sure
the session. I'm not sure.
He'll probably call you on the red phone or the green phone. It doesn't really matter.
I'll ask, yeah. Probably call me on both.
Yeah, right. It's like both at the same time. Yeah. Well, absolute emergency. Right. Yeah. All right. Well, we'll find out and you'll get into it.
Of course.
He's on
Yeah.
tomorrow, isn't he? So see.
I think I've seen also in the group he's got the exit manager, but now he's actually working on putting more into the exit manager, a couple of options, and also putting the demon scalper, having it redone and putting it within the exit manager as well. I don't know. It's just there's stuff happening. So wait and watch. You'll get bits and then it'll improve. Oh, for the 5.5 years I've been here, things just get better and better and better and better. So just, don't worry about it. It'll all happen. Hey, look, see, still bullish. It's weird. Anyway, okay, I'll stop sharing that. All right, take it easy, everyone. All right?
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.
Be on again. All right, then. Ciao. Oh, if anybody watches this after, put comments under or whatever, or reach out if you need to. Okay.